Y'all, hold on to your hats, because this week was a whirlwind. It felt like someone hit the fast forward button on American culture, and we were all just trying to keep up. From the blinding flashbulbs of the fashion world, to the squeak of sneakers on the hardwood, and the heated glow of screens debating what it even means to be American, this week had it all. It was a dizzying, dazzling mix of everything that makes this country so endlessly fascinating, and, let's be honest, a little bit crazy. We saw icons owning their power, athletes making statements without saying a word, and a digital tug-of-war over our nation's most sacred symbol. Okay, let's start with the glamour. This week, the fashion world was on fire. It felt like we were witnessing a major power shift, women on the runway radiating a new kind of confidence that was absolutely contagious. It wasn't just about the clothes. Attitude, strength, unapologetic ownership of their space, return of iconic faces, reminding everyone what true star power looks like. These women weren't just modeling designs, they were embodying a spirit of empowerment. The message rippled far beyond the catwalk. The energy was electric. You could feel it even through a tiny phone screen. Social media flooded with behind-the-scenes clips that went viral, supermodels laughing, supporting each other, owning their moment with a joy that was infectious. This wasn't the stiff, serious runway of the past. This was a celebration. 2025 is the year the models took back their personality. They're not just hangers, they're the main event. Shift from passive beauty to active, undeniable presence. Wave of empowerment spilled into sports. Angel Reese shutting it down at a major movie premiere. Suni Lee at a charity gala in a stunning gown. These women are more than athletes. Beauty, power, what it means to be a woman in the public eye. Runway in Paris, basketball court in Baton Rouge, red carpet in Hollywood. They are doing it on their own terms. Switching gears from the runway to the court, the NBA preseason kicked off with an absolute bang, y'all. Usually, preseason is a time for teams to gently warm up, test out new plays, ease into the long season ahead, but not this year. Oh no, it felt like the playoffs started in October. The energy was cranked up to 100 from the very first tip-off, players going all out, delivering highlight reel moments, basketball fans everywhere buzzing with excitement. It felt less like a practice run and more like a declaration. This season is going to be one for the books. The biggest story lighting up social media was the explosive return of Russell Westbrook. A clip of him executing a lightning-fast crossover and then launching himself toward the rim for a thunderous dunk went viral almost instantly. It was pure, raw, vintage Westbrook, and it had everyone talking.
Analysts were all over it. One on ESPN exclaiming, "If this is the Russ we're getting this year, the entire league needs to be on notice."
He's playing with a fire we haven't seen in years. That single play set the tone for the week. We also saw immediate impact from players in new situations, most notably Malcolm Brogdon. Following a major off-season trade that left many wondering how he'd fit, Brogdon silenced all the doubters from day one. He looked incredibly comfortable, sinking clutch three-pointers and making smart veteran plays that immediately elevated his team. His seamless transition sparked a ton of debate, with commentators praising the move as potentially the most underrated acquisition of the summer. It was a perfect example of how one player can completely change a team's dynamic overnight. All this early season drama has thrown a big, exciting question mark over the entire league. Last year's champions look beatable. Underdogs are looking fierce. Players with something to prove are already making a ton of noise. The usual predictions and power rankings feel almost useless because the landscape is shifting so rapidly. This level of intensity and unpredictability so early on is exactly what fans live for. It promises a season filled with surprises, upsets, and non-stop action. If the preseason is this exciting, I can't even imagine what the regular season has in store for us. Get your popcorn ready. For Westbrook, it's a redemption tour. Fans on the edge of their seats. He wasn't just scoring, he was orchestrating the offense, finding open teammates, playing with a level of joy and intensity. He was making hustle plays, diving for loose balls, bringing a contagious energy that lifted his entire team.
It was a powerful reminder of why he's a former MVP. One podcaster said, "Forget the talk, just watch me play."
Meanwhile, Malcolm Brogdon's calm leadership and high efficiency made everyone around him better. Don't sleep on the Brogdon effect. And now for the conversation that seemed to be happening on every screen this week. A massive, complicated, and passionate debate about the American flag. It all started when the flag emoji and the hashtag began trending, not for a holiday or a national event. Instead, it became the centerpiece of a sprawling digital discussion about patriotism, national identity, and what it means to be an American in 2025. People from all walks of life jumped in, sharing personal stories, historical facts, and fiery opinions about the stars and stripes. The debate was incredibly layered. For some, posting the flag was a straightforward expression of national pride, a symbol of unity, a tribute to ideals and to those who serve. On the other side, many argued the flag's meaning has become complicated, co-opted by political movements that don't represent them. They discussed feelings of exclusion and questioned whether the flag truly stands for liberty and justice for all in practice. Adding a whole new dimension were viral comments by tech billionaire Peter Thiel about platforms shaping national discourse and digital patriotism. He questioned whether big tech's globalist perspective clashes with national identity, a spark on an already burning fire. This brought the free speech debate into focus. Should platforms regulate patriotic symbols, or is that censorship? Suddenly, the conversation wasn't just feelings about a flag. It was about algorithms, moderation, and the power a few companies have over global discourse. People questioned whether pro-American posts were being suppressed, or if platforms simply prioritize a global audience to avoid controversy. For some, it added a layer of conspiracy. For others, a legitimate line of inquiry, fueling distrust and hard questions. What made this trend compelling? It wasn't binary. Every viewpoint met a powerful counterpoint. The discussion stayed largely neutral in trend status, more about sheer volume than a side winning. A reminder, our symbols aren't static. They're living emblems constantly debated, redefined, reclaimed online. The Thiel factor turned a grassroots moment into a high-stakes battle over digital territory, national identity versus a globalized internet. In the end, the flag debate became a proxy war over who controls the narrative in the digital age, an unsettled question in our hyper-connected world. These moments aren't just trends. They're windows into who we are right now. They are the beats in the heart of America this week, and you don't want to miss a single one. So, what do we make of a week where supermodels, NBA stars, and patriotic debates dominated? At first glance, they seem separate. Look closer. They're woven from the same thread. Influence. It's about who gets to have a voice, who gets to be seen, who gets to shape the narrative. Whether that's on a runway in Milan, a basketball court in Los Angeles, or a trending list touching every corner of the country. Empowerment in fashion. Candice Swanepoel. Athletes owning the spotlight. Angel Reese. Not just looking good. It's a cultural demand for authentic female leadership. NBA preseason hype and comeback stories. Russell Westbrook. We love resilience and unpredictable sports drama. A good second act. And the heated debate over the American flag. Proof we're a nation still figuring ourselves out, in public, together. The project of America is ongoing, happening in real time on the screens we hold. One post, one play, one pose at a time. This is our culture in motion. Vibrant, chaotic, evolving. From the runway, to rim rockers, to red, white, and blue debates. More than noise, they're the pulse of a nation. Don't just be a spectator. Jump into the conversation. Share your take. Talk with friends. Keep paying attention. Because this is our story, and every one of our voices matters. Like, comment, subscribe. This is BuzzAmerica. See you next week.